Good afternoon. This is Mike from Kelley's Outdoor Adventures. We're coming to you from Lake Oconee, Georgia. This is February 1st, 2022.
So as you guys know, we've been to this campground before. This is one of our home bases in our Travel Resorts of America plan. So every time we come here, we get a new site, and every time I think this is the best site yet. And this one is site number 43. And we came back a few weeks later and we stayed here. Camping site number 8.
Best spot ever.
And if there was one negative, it would be that it's by a railroad track. But the trains were very few and didn't make a whole lot of noise, so it was still a win in my book.
This campground has 2 swimming pools, and yes, it is warm enough year-round here that they don't have to
One of the things that I really like about this Greensboro, Georgia location is its proximity to Augusta, Savannah, Atlanta, the northern edge of Florida. You kind of get the picture. And they seem to have some of the absolutely most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen. We broke away one day and did a day trip over to Savannah, Georgia. It was absolutely gorgeous. One of our friends told us that the best thing you can do when you first get to Savannah is to take a trolley ride and get some of the history of the town. So that's what we did. The trolley tour that we'd selected had several stops around town where characters dressed in the time would get on the bus.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the beautiful city of Savanah, Georgia. My name is William J. Architect by trade and training. At the age of 23, of course the building no longer stands. However, I will leave an indelible mark half a world away. I was
Hey, good morning, everyone. Now, my name is Robert Smokes, and I was born in Beaufort, South Carolina, in the year of 1839. In what many around here at the time, let's just call it what it was: human slavery.
The trolley ride lasted an hour and a half.
Well, hello there. Hello. And how Hannah for do? It okay? You hear me okay? Yeah. Good, good. I'm Queen Dessa. I'm one of the Gullah folks from around here, and it's my joy to, I guess I start from the beginning. When we talk about the Gullah, we talk about people or language. We talk about people.
Next building on the right, this is our stop number 5, called the Massey Heritage Center.
Savannah is one of the most fascinating and unique cities to visit in the U.S. The area is rich in history and has many historical landmarks.
Independence. But he got killed in 1777 right back there on that dueling strip. In fact, he's the one who challenged the other guy to a duel, and he's the one who got shot dead. Kind of ironic. Well, since he didn't live long, but signed the Declaration of Independence, his signature now can be worth upwards of $1 million, an original signature at a auction. On the right here is our police department, one of the oldest in the United States. Also, I think we got the oldest squad car too. We got that 53 Chevy right there. I hear they're not using it though. Somebody said it needed valve work. Also, it looks to me like it needs a handle on the front door there. But in the Baptist Church, that is where in the summer of 1963, the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. came here and he practiced his famous "I Have a Dream" speech in there. He gave it to about 250 people. He changed it a little bit after he polished it up. Savannah had a lot of catastrophic fires. The worst one was in 1820. According to the newspaper, 457 homes burned down.
Parts of the 1994 movie Forrest Gump were filmed around the city, including the famous bench scene where Tom Hanks says, "Life is like a box of chocolates."
That's because it is gold. 1988, a benefactor gave the city $250,000 worth of gold to cover it with, among other things. It's meant to commemorate the fact Georgia had one of the very first gold rushes back in 1829. In fact, when they found gold in California, there were still prospectors here. A lot of them came down here to Savannah, got on the first available ships, went out to California looking for gold. Many of the same ones.
Since the early 1700s, the city market has been a commercial and social center of the historic Savannah. Today, the market boasts art galleries, street musicians, and a wide variety of restaurants and coffee shops. We ate at the Paula Deen's restaurant. Everything is served family style. It was great and it wasn't terribly expensive. Had a good time there. It's one of those places we'd go back again. The United States has 2,300 National Historic Landmark Districts, and Savannah's Historic District is one of the biggest urban historic preservation districts in the country. The Savannah Historic District corresponds to pre-Civil War history. This is one of those places we want to come back to and maybe spend a full week here. Savannah is Georgia's oldest city and the first planned city in the United States. In 1733, when General James Oglethorpe first came to Savannah, he had a grand scheme for laying the city out in a manner which made sense and was easy to navigate and gave the citizens of the new city places to do things in public. So General Oglethorpe came up with the idea of laying the city out in a grid pattern of town squares, which were open areas made for public use, spaced throughout the grid. These squares were originally used to practice and drill for the militia, but today they're gathering places for beauty and history. Today there are still 22 remaining town squares. It was kind of sad that we only got to spend one day here on this trip, but we'll definitely be back. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all the things.
About Henry Ford and the Spanish mob.
Blowing that feather up in the air, Hollywood thought they had that perfect shot. Of course, in the movie, the feather lands at 4 feet. But look off to the left, that's a good view of the big, there's an accident. It's not Willy, Nilly.
If you're a fisherman, this KOA in Greensboro, catch a fish, and right here at the KOA, they offer you a nice place to skin your fish. So, okay.